Hi, I'm Beth with 50 Plus Beauty, and I'm excited that you're here with me today to look at this great Hourglass Ambient Edit palette. It is absolutely a wonderful little palette. It's surprising, and the thing that is surprising is that I spent $80 on it. And I'm kind of whispering because my husband is out in the family room, and I have a certain amount I can spend per month on my YouTube channel, but that did take a big percentage of the budget there. But I have to say, I really do like this palette. It comes with these 6 items in the palette. There are 2 different powders, a lighter version and a darker version. There's a wonderful little highlighter, which is really very natural looking and I think would work for all skin tones. And there's a little contour, which is quite natural, very, very subtle, which I've got the contour on, as you can tell. In fact, I have all of the elements of this palette on. And then there are 2 blushes, a very light color, which is just that wonderful little peachy looking color, and then the little slightly darker color, kind of a raspberried out version of the same color. Now, I have been using this palette for about the past week because I did want to try it out to see if I liked it before I brought it to you, and I really do like it. In fact, I find myself reaching for it every day. And as you know, I'm a little bit challenged with regard to contour and highlighter. It's very easy when I get a really dark pigmented contour to wear the chocolate bars underneath my cheeks, but these colors are just so subtle and wonderful and natural. And I have it on today, and I hope that you like it. I think it looks extremely natural. But enough of my words about it. Now I want to show you the palette in action. So I'll be leaving on my eye makeup, but I'll take off my face makeup and I'll show you how this palette works. And we'll go ahead and apply this in just a moment. But first, my lips look kind of pale, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some lipstick. And I ordered this little number 7 lipstick from the Octoly website. It's called their Moisture Drenched lipstick, and I ordered this specifically because I've been using Retin-A and my lips are rather dry and kind of cracked looking, and I thought I would try this formula because I heard that it was long lasting and that it really does moisturize your lips, and it's enriched with vitamin E and several other important oils. So I'll go ahead and apply that in just a moment, but first I'm going to use a little bit of lip liner, and this is the Jordana Easy Liner in the color Tawny. Go ahead and go a little bit across that Cupid's bow. Make those lips look a little bigger. There we go. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply this little number 7 lipstick in the color Nutmeg Spice. There's how it looks. There you go. I think that's a pretty color and it really does feel moisturizing on the lips. So let's go ahead and get into the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. And one thing I really like about this is there's a complete set of instructions here that tells you 1 through 6 exactly where to apply each of these powders. So we're going to follow that along exactly. Now first it says to apply the powder all over the face, and you have a choice of a lighter one and a darker one. And I'll go ahead and use the lighter one. I'm just going to go ahead and dot that all over my face. Get rid of some shine. A little bit on the neck. That's a nice little powder. Now the second step, it says to take this little bronzer and bronze right underneath the cheekbones. So go ahead and do that. Do the other side. And that really sculpts the cheekbones in nicely. Now we'll go ahead and use it along the jawline, just to give a little bit of definition to that jawline. Go a little bit down here, just to make it look like that chiseled jawline is casting a shadow on my neck. And this is called Luminous Bronze Light. And it says also to use it as kind of a bronzer up here. I'll keep re-dabbing into that. And I like to shorten my forehead a little bit because it's a little tall, a little long there, a little rectangular. So I always put a little bit of bronzer along the top. At least I do that a lot of the time. Now I'm going to also use a little bit of that contour shade down the side of the nose. I'm just going to take it down like that. This is my e.l.f. angled contour brush. Then we'll go just cut the end of that nose off a little bit. Now, I think that looks a little sharp, so I'll just take my powder brush and null that out a little bit. Got to really blend that contour in. Okay, there we go. Now step 3 is to take a little bit of the blush, which is this color right here, kind of a salmony color mixed with some flecks of gold there. I just go on the top of the cheekbone. I probably got a little bit too much in the apple there. A little bit more. Very nice color. Now, step number 4 says to add a little bit of this color called Surreal Halo on the top of that blush, just to give you a little bit of a highlighted look. They call that a vibrant flush of color. That Surreal Halo color is a little bit brighter than the Pure Effect blush that they have. I also just covered up my spot. This is driving me crazy. In about 4 days, I'm going to get this removed, and it is a little skin cancer. So ladies, stick with me. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe and click that little bell. That way you'll be notified of that video so you can see what it's like to get a skin cancer taken off your face. I'm sure it's not going to be a fun experience, but we'll do the best we can. Now the last step, step number 5 here in their little list, is to use this Hypnotic Strobe highlighter color just in the areas that you want to highlight. So we'll do a little bit on the ridge in the nose. And I learned from Wayne Goss just to take that highlighter halfway down on the nose. You can really see it when you have your nose down, but it kind of disappears when you have your nose up, and that's supposedly a good thing. Do a little bit of this in the Cupid's bow, just to kind of make those lips look a little bigger. Then we'll go a little bit on the tops of the cheekbones, right here. I put it a little bit on the apple so you can kind of see the effect that it's giving me. Just a nice little subtle highlight. We'll do the other side. A little bit on the apple. Very pretty. Now we're going to go a little bit up into the Frankenstein divots, I call them. Some of my viewers hate that. I think it's kind of funny. I mean, if you've got divots, you might as well name them. I think I'll put a little right in the middle of the forehead. A little bit dangerous because I have some large pores there. Ladies, even though this palette is $80, I think it was really worth it. And to spend $80, I really felt I needed to check it out and read a lot of reviews. Some of the reviews said I was really worried about spending this kind of money on a palette, but they said after getting this and starting to work with it, it just made me feel pretty where I didn't feel pretty before. And of course, that is music to my ears, and I know what they mean. In addition to having just very wearable, usable colors, the palette also gives you complete instructions, and I've really never seen this in a strobe palette before. So every single one of the colors, it tells you exactly where to apply it and what effect you're trying to get with it. And I really appreciate that, and I think it created a very beautiful, natural look. Now to set this makeup, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. And I ordered this from Octoly, but I've been very curious about how it works, and I wanted to try it. And I'll go ahead and just do a couple of crosses here. I do come in and pat it though, because once in a while I've noticed that there will be, a fine mist, but there'll be a few big dots. And so you just kind of pat those out to blend it in. But I really, really like this. And in fact, the reason I ordered this was that I was having problems, I noticed. My foundation would look good in the morning, but by about noon, my sister and I go out for tacos sometimes at Taco Bell at lunch, and I would notice in the mirror that all of a sudden my foundation was kind of losing it. It was getting patchy in places, and it was getting kind of cakey looking in places. But I noticed over the last few days, I have been using this, and it is amazing. I no longer have that issue at lunch. When I look in the mirror, my face still looks good. And even at 5 o'clock, my makeup does not look quite as fresh as when I first applied it at 6:30 in the morning, but it still looks very presentable at 5, and I think this is really a wonderful product. Well, that was a look at that Hourglass Ambient Lighting Compact, and I absolutely love this product, and I can tell it's going to become one of my major go-tos. Something about these colors are just all so natural. This is not my normal fuchsia-ish blush that I prefer, but it is just kind of a nice peachy salmon color, which looks very natural on one's face. And it's especially good looking with the fall type makeup colors. I absolutely love this, and to me, this was worth every penny. Well, I always like to leave you with a little thought for the day, and I'm so excited because I finally have a new card deck. In fact, I have several of them, and I'll be using the new card decks in future videos. This one is by Louise Hay, and it's Life Loves You cards. And so that is a wonderful attitude that life loves us. This is the maiden voyage of these new cards. And so God and the universe help us find a really good one. Okay, I am willing to love myself. Ooh, this is a good one. I am willing to love myself. And then it says, I love you. I really, really love you on the outside. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, I love you. I really love you. Don't be shy. It's just another way of saying life loves you. Saying I love you is another way of saying life loves you. Ladies, that is phenomenal. It is so ironic that I got this card that referred to mirrors because just 2 days ago I started Louise Hay's wonderful book. It's called Mirror Work, 21 Days to Heal Your Life. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and click the bell because I will be doing a final video on this after I complete the 21 days to see if it really did heal my life. But this book is absolutely about how we can use our mirror to talk to ourselves and say, I love you. I really, really love you. And words to that effect. It is hard to do. I realized the first day that I did it, it felt embarrassing. Instead of feeling like I love myself, I was going, ooh, you got wrinkles. Ooh, you've got this funky spot. I was not loving myself. And I realized that I had some work to do in that area. And ladies, to have a great second half, we really need to learn to love ourselves and to be our own best friend. It's in the second half, and we've got to leave that self-hatred behind, and we've got to say, I love you. I really, really love you. Because when we love ourselves, when we truly love ourselves, we realize that we deserve all the good things in our lives, and that opens the door for more blessings to flow in. And we can have a wonderful second half. Take care. See you next time.